So, hello, Alison. You are going to tell us all about the month of August and what that has to offer us in the sense of numerology.
I certainly am. To calculate the various months of the year, you take the number that you've acquired for the year, which for 2020 is a 4, and then you add the appropriate month number on. So for August that would be 8, which gives us 12, and then you break that down, so we've got a 3 for August. Now the whole of the year needs to be taken into context, because right at the beginning of the year it was all very much about the 4, and I linked it to the 4 seasons and how we could use the 4 seasons to plan our year, and it was about deciding what we wanted, planning it, and then we could achieve it. Little did any of us know that we were all going to be in a completely different situation, but the forecasts that I've previously done have clearly pointed that way, which obviously was unbeknown to any of us. So then we get to August, although today isn't very sort of August weather, it's a bit chilly, yeah. But it's about becoming a bit more creative, and using that creativity to get through this next month. Certainly over here in the UK, there's things changing again in terms of restrictions and lockdowns and things like that, and people, they need to be coming up with other ways of utilising their time, and just trying to get through this difficult period. Now, whether you do that practically or whether you're creative with your thoughts, you know, it depends on the individual, but it is about looking outside the box a little bit more. Don't get yourself bogged down with the fact that, you know, you may have restrictions applied on you. It's not easy, it's not an easy time, but it is all part and parcel of the year and what we need to learn from. We already know that there's lots of various emotions flying around, whether it's anger or acceptance. There's always going to be people that want to act in the here and now, but this is very much still about planning and moving forward. And you can only do that with patience and perseverance. You know, acting, as I would say, shooting from the hip, so to speak, and acting on impulse is not going to be how any of us are going to get through the next few months. And a lot of this is affecting people's thought process. So it's about just trying to take a step back, being a little bit more rational, and a bit more careful with your thinking. And again, we go back to what I said at the beginning, deciding what it is you want, planning how you're going to do that, and then you'll be able to achieve it. There are going to be obstacles, and like I said at the beginning, it's about being creative and inventing ways to get around these obstacles. Zoom chats like this are great if you've got family or friends that you can't meet with. And I think that's been quite used quite a lot over the last few months to keep people connected with each other. And the other thing is, you know, do you want to follow the crowd and do what everybody else says that you should be doing? Or are you going to stand your ground and do what you believe is right for you, and for the people around you? But whatever it is, choose the path that you're going to take and set your intention, keep it positive, and we'll all move forward from this.
Well, it's great to know that we've got an outcome to all of this eventually, because there's a lot of people there that are really floundering at the moment, especially now with the recent, you know, sort of setback to things, not just in here, but all over the world. So if somebody is not creative as in they're not, you know, they don't paint, they don't sew, or they're not good in the garden, or, you know, or they don't make things. How would they be able to expand their creative, because we've all got that creativity in us, haven't we?
Yes.
So you're saying to expand your thoughts in a creative way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so would that be like maybe experimenting in the kitchen, you know, doing things that you hadn't done before, that you'd set boundaries to yourself, that now maybe you've got the time to explore a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, anything like that. I mean, there's been lots of free online courses that people can look into to learn new skills. But then we could be looking at a generation that don't access the internet, or aren't comfortable accessing the internet. And it may just be simple things like sorting out your wardrobe.
Yeah.
You know, having a declutter. Because if you declutter a cupboard or a wardrobe, in a way you're decluttering yourself, because you're getting rid of what you don't need and what doesn't serve you any purpose. And it's all those sort of things that if we were in a normal situation whereby, you know, we might be going to work, or we might be ladies at lunch, and we have quite a busy social life. At the moment, those things aren't happening. And so you've got the time to do these boring jobs that you keep putting off. Yeah, anything that detracts you from what is happening at the moment in the world, that could be getting you down. I mean, we've been doing a bit of decorating. Now, not everybody likes doing that sort of thing, but you know, you could maybe get a stencil and do a bit of stenciling on a blank wall. Anything that sort of takes your mind off what's going on at the moment.
Yeah, no, that's great advice, you know, and I like what you said. I've written 3 letters down, DPA, and you said you need to decide, you need to plan, and then you need to achieve. And so I think that's great advice for people to be able to do that, to decide what they're going to do, how they're going to do it, plan it out, and then achieve it, not just by saying, oh yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. It's like, no, let's have a go today, you know, and then it gives you a focus.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I am really looking forward to our next chat in a month's time, because you're going to do the September forecast for us as well, aren't you?
I
In a month's
certainly
time.
am.
And and we'll see where this is leading us to.
Yes, it's when you look back over the previous ones that I've done, that obviously you know we've not discussed today, you start, and it's spookily accurate without knowing. But yes, I will be back in a month's time, once I've done the report for the Our Town magazine and the Feathers website, and we can have a chat over what I've come up with then.
Yeah, and if anybody wants to you know, have a look at the forecast that you've already done, they can go on to Feathers Academy website to have a look at your forecast that you've been doing for us since about April or May time of this year. And I know you did the full forecast for Feathers, which is uncanny. You do one for us every year, and they are, as you say, very accurate.
Yeah, and it is. I mean, this year's been exceptional, because we've been able to look at the forecast that I made at the beginning of the year, which could have applied to absolutely anything, and then you realise, wow. So this has been a really good year to sort of get this up and running, really, for Feathers and for everybody. Because there's so much in this that we can prove is accurate.
Okay, well, thank you very much, and we'll look forward to talking to you in September.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.